Gaye DeRusso with the Majestic rider. So this is a new horse, and he's a little spooky and kind of shut down. In other words, doesn't like people that much. So I'm going to start him. I'm coming in the camera in a minute. And what I want to do first is just allow him to move around. And again, if they're more sensitive, you don't want to put too much pressure on them in the beginning. But I want him to move. And the reason I like the spooky horses to move is it gets some of the spookiness out, because any extra energy can turn it into a spook. So when you have a spooky horse, it's important to try to get this energy out, but don't chase him like you're a nut job. So you see, he's got a huge trot. Dressage people are probably like, oh yeah. Don't knock over my camera. I figured he's spooky, so he won't knock it over, but you just never know. If you have a pivot, sometimes the sun hits it and it doesn't work right. So trying again to keep him in front of it. So let's get him moving a little bit. So I like him to run free first so I can see if they buck or rear or what they do. And now I'm amping it up a little bit because he's not moving so much. There we go. Now, some of these horses have never been cantered or, run loose, so let's see if he can canter. So he can. He bunny hops a little bit like a deer. You might be like, what? In other words, prancy, kind of goes like that. So he cantered off well, and then he got a little lateral. So see me amping my energy up, got him amped up a little bit more. So again, don't chase him crazy. Just get some energy off of him for 5 to 10 minutes. And then I'm also going to lunge him because I'm trying to see what does he know. So he's not so scared of my whip. He was scared of bikes and me. And I take out the baby carriage and all that stuff to see what they're afraid of. But look at that trot. Remember, there's always good with the bad. So he's got very nice movement. But we'll see what his gaits are like when we get to that, and that won't be today. But I see that he just trots. He can canter some. He gets a little lateral. So I want him to canter, because that's usually when they blow up, is when you bring their energy up. So you want to get that out. So just watching him tells me a lot. He's on the trotty side. Good boy. He looked at me, so that's why I stopped. Good job, buddy. He's on the trotty side. He floats above the ground. So he might be trotty under saddle. We'll see. Good boy. So he licked his lips and chewed, which means he's being more submissive towards me. And now you'll see I'm not looking at him. I'm looking off at a tree because I'm trying not to be the weirdo in the bar staring at him. So I always say that comment. So I'm trying to get him to connect to me, but not by taking the pressure off. Everybody stares at their horse because they're so pretty and they want to look at him. But I want to take pressure off when he turns in towards me. Okay, now he's up on my back. So I don't know how much Pivo got because, of course, she turned away. So I'm like walking by him to go get my whip, and I have some cookies. Now we'll see if he wants to come to me. I'm not going to give him the cookies. I want him to smell them. Come on. I'm trying to draw him in towards me. So I'm not going to go to him and give him the cookies. I want him to come to me. So I'm trying to entice him. It's not working. So let's run some more. You got to give him some motivation. So if he doesn't want to come to me, he's like, I don't want to go to you. I don't like people. Well, then let's make him move till he does want to come in. We're trying to help him through his thought process. Most horses, if they're really spooky, when you're out here with the whip like this, they freak out. He's not freaking out at all. And then when he came in yesterday, he went right down to the other end of the arena. That's usually not really spooky horse either. 2 eyes. Good boy. So I'm backing away to kind of draw him in. Good boy. So 2 things. His horse might have been started right and somebody got a hold of him and was rough with him. Or he might have started wrong and somebody did a little bit of work with him. Because he's got something in there that's telling me he's not that afraid. Okay? This is probably going to be a real annoying video. Okay. Is it following him? It's always the sun. Now do you want to come? Or we'll try it again. So I'm going to offer him some food again. You see I'm not walking towards him. I'm walking the other way like I don't care. Now he chose to get away from me. So I'm going to move him. And it goes much better usually, but I keep walking over to the camera, which confuses him. He's like, what the hell's going on here? Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Now we'll try again and see what he does. So he went away. So every time he goes away, but you have to have somewhere to practice this. Around pen and arena, you can't do this out in a pasture. They'll just run away. Horses are smart. Like, you can't catch me out here, so I'll just keep going. Now the camera lost him because it was a little bit close. I'm coming over to fix it. Okay. Good boy. Hi. Good job. So now I'm looking at the ground in case you can't see me. He's walked all the way up to me. Hi. I'm just going to put my hand out. Now he smelled it. He might not eat it. That's okay. Good job. So now I just took the whip away. And let's see if he'll just follow me and kind of join up. Good boy. Now where are you going? Come on. He's like, lady, you got a whip. So now he walked away, so off we go. So the first days of doing this, I think the camera will come back on him, are the hardest because you have to spend a lot of time doing it. But then after that, every day gets easier. But if you don't put in that one hard day, that's why I always tell people, like, whatever the problem is, I'm probably not going to work on it until I get all that groundwork down, which could be a week or 2 weeks. Good boy. So he turned away. So he's just unsure. Some of the times he guesses right, and some of the times he guesses wrong. That's just normal. But at least I can reach it now. Now he's stuck. You always go to one side or the other, or you'll block them, and they do things like that. So every time he turns towards me, I take pressure off. Every time he turns away, I put the pressure on. You gotta make sure they're tired or this won't work. But this is a trot that he's doing, in case you don't know. And as gaited riders, a trot makes them more sure-footed, easier to canter usually. But that is horses, a lot of times you got to ride a little bit inverted. Now I'm going to stop and see what he does. Now I turn my head away. Good boy. Now you have to breathe and stay relaxed. I'm not walking towards him. See, I'm walking this way. And then I'm going to turn and walk the other way and still not look at him. Well, now I'm not gonna. Because now he's coming up to me. And I want him to know that's a good place to be. Now, sometimes he's food motivated, sometimes he's not. So sometimes it takes a while for them to figure out you're the right person to be with. Your energy has to be calm. You got to not move too fast. You got to breathe. not be staring at them, and just be a calm, dominant leader. And in time, they want to be with you. He's like, I don't want to be with your food, Gaye. So let's turn. Now again, if he makes a mistake and goes away, that's okay. We just start over again. Good job. So I'm going to do this every day with him. And what you didn't see, because I didn't have the camera on, this way. Now see, he left. See up. You coming back? You got about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Off we go. So I gave him 3 seconds to respond. Not very much, right? That's how long horses give us when we're on their back. 3 seconds to take control or do something, or you're on for the ride. So I'm doing the same thing back to him. You got 3 seconds to decide. Each horse is different, but he's a little bit of a faker. Good job. So my head's down. Good boy. Now again, I'm not looking at him. You want to come with me? There's your food if you want it. He's like, no, I don't want it. Good. Hey, hey, hey. Good boy. So see, I'm backing away to try to draw him in. So now let's just stand together. You don't want any food? How about I give you some scratches? And just be with each other. See him licking his lips? He's like, I guess you're okay. But again, at any moment, he could run away from me too. I'm just trying to make it pleasant to be with me. So this is more your standoffish horses, the horses that seem really spooky. You got to do a lot of this in the beginning. Now I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to try to help him a little bit by just touching his halter, and hopefully he'll stay, because I want to scratch him on the side that most people never scratch their horses on. This is where they like it, right in the groove of their neck or their wither, where they can't scratch themselves. And you do it just like you're doing it with their, how their nose goes. And just give them nice scratches. Most people just grab the horse, ride it, stick it back. And if no one spent time with them before, they just become a machine, and then the machine doesn't want to be with you at all. So, you want to come with me again? Good boy. So I'm not asking him to do anything except follow me, and following me isn't that hard. But again, it's his choice, not mine. It's his choice if he wants to be with me or not be with me. But again, most of the time we're in a rush. We don't work with them on the ground very much, and a lot of these horses, shortcuts were taken. And see, and a lot of horses do this that are not trusting. They're like, you're poisoning me. And then after a while, once they know you, they'll eat everything. They'll eat a banana, they'll eat whatever sugar cookie you're eating. Good boy. But see, I'm not even looking at him. I'm looking over at Terry's house and some other things as we do this. But he's got to be sure I'm okay beforehand. So make it comfortable for them to want to be with you. So horses like this are not good with all sorts of different people. You got to work with them, build their trust, and then over time you can add more people in. But if you do it too fast, they're just not trusting. And so once you get a bunch of different people doing stuff, they get really nervous. Like, this is not cool for me. Okay? And I understand. I used to be a shy person. I'm not anymore. But I used to be. And people like, you're big loud mouth. And I was like, I used to be very shy. So, you can bring it out in time that they want to be with you. And again, although he's doing this with me, he might not want to do it with somebody else. Now I'm going to go back to the other side. Horses are all comfortable with us on their left side because we do everything on the left. So I got to get them comfortable on both sides. Now, a lot of people think things are wrong with them. See how he ate it that time? Now he's got something I want to pick at, but you don't want to pick too much, because we always want to do that. We want to poke them in the eye and get out their eye boogers. You just let them go. So the sneezing is good. That's a release. And all I'm trying to do is make it a comfortable place to be. But you got to work the right side, otherwise it never gets better. So see, I'm just scratching him and then I leave. Now again, at any point he could leave me, but he's decided, you know what, this is pretty good being with you. Feel better, I feel more confident, and I'm not so scared, and I think you're going to be all right, lady. I'm like, okay. Now again, he might leave, so we'll stop again. And what we're going to do next is a little lunging to see if he knows how to lunge. That might scare him. And then we're going to do some desensitizing, right? Okay, so I'm going to go get the rope. He might leave again, or he might come with me. Horses are all about energy, how you handle situations, and what you know. And if you're scared because they're scared, you scare them more, and that's the hard part. You creep in there, you try to like grab them and hook them up real quick, and you just scare the bejesus out of them. So you want to do everything slowly, methodically. If you can't catch that horse, just go in that place with the best food you think you have, and we should probably, I'm going to change him to the long rope in case he bolts or something. Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh well. But many of these horses don't know how to lunge, and then other trainers think something's wrong with them. No, the whole problem is they don't know how to lunge. Where's my stick? Okay. I want to teach them all how to lunge so they can deal with the vet. And if they have a problem and they're out riding, they can actually lunge the horse and get some of that energy off. Okay? Horses like this are going to be easy to keep out of my space because they're already scared. Good boy. So I'm going to do everything very gently. I don't care what he does unless he starts bolting. Good boy. So when they don't know how to lunge, good job, it's okay. Now I say good boy and he turned. So I'm going to try not to say that again, because he must mean that means food. Okay? Now my old horse was kind of a little bit like this. My horse was brave though, but very spooky of people. And he got much better. But he was always wary of men, because I'm sure, you know, he went to Tennessee and somebody probably beat him. I'm not saying anything bad against Tennessee. I'm just saying some of the times they're a little rough. Some of the trainers, and they're rough in California too, don't get me wrong. So see, everything I'm doing gently, and I'm giving him time to think about it, because a lot of people don't give these horses that are scared time to think about it, and they get after him, and then you scare them more. So let's see how sensitive he is. I'm going to breathe in a second. Good boy. So see, he's gotten very calm. See him putting his head down? That's a sign of relaxation, and him bowing to me. Like, okay, I think you're a better leader than I am, so I think I'd like you to take over. And I'm like, don't worry about it, I will. Because now I'm a natural leader. When I was a kid, I was not. You can all change, just like the horses can change. No? Keep going. We had the Pivo on Do Not Disturb, and you had a phone call, shut it off. And that's why some of my videos, good boy, are all over the place when you guys complain. I can't help it. I got no money. I have no money for a big video team. All right. So now he lunged pretty good, so I think somebody probably taught him it, because most horses go crazy when they haven't learned how to lunge. They just run around nutty. So now we're going to throw the ropes over him. Okay? Now before I do that, let's look at his whirl. I like to look at the whirls, which is the colic in the center of their head usually. And his says that he's smart. It's not a double whirl, so that usually means that they're going to be sensible if we do it right. So first, what do we want to do? I just want to touch him all over and make sure he's okay with that. I touch him in the sheath and everything, but when you go to touch him there, you stand back, because you never, now see him move his foot? Good boy. Now he might think I'm supposed to pick up my foot, so everything's slow, methodical. Good job. I'm rubbing, no patting. Patting creates energy. Good job. Now, I haven't even brushed him or anything because that's not important. It's important just to start the relationship with him. Good boy. So he did that pretty good. Now, I have lots of stuff out here, but I probably will only go to the rope. That's what I did with his brother that came in, so we'll see. So I'm going to lightly throw this rope over it. Yes, it does have a spanker on it, which creates a little bit more energy, and you'll hear slapping, because always by accident we slap the horse, don't we? So when I'm getting on and kick him in the butt or something, I want him used to that. So far he's okay. You got to breathe and stay relaxed. I have a desensitizing video that teaches you how to do this. But if your horse is sensitive or spooky, you should be doing this all the time. Run him around, get some energy out, then you got to desensitize him. If you do all this stuff in the beginning, you won't be doing it all the time. Good job. Now, not totally relaxed, but being pretty good. But if you don't do this, your horse is most likely going to be spooky for the rest of his life and not trust you. So you got to teach him to stand still when they get scared and to look for you for guidance. You have to be there to help them and tell them what to do, so you have to learn that. And you're trying to create this bond that, hey, if I do something to you, I'm not going to hurt you, especially if they've been hurt before. You got to show them you're not going to hurt them, and they're going to be okay. All right? Now, some people are good at desensitizing. Some people are horrible, and you just scare your horses. So if it's not working, I've never had it not work. So if it's not working, it's most likely you doing it wrong with the wrong energy. Keep one of your legs cocked. Stay very relaxed. Have your body kind of curled. Breathe as you're doing this, like, and stay very still. Most of them, especially with fly season, like flies are getting on, like it because I'm getting the flies off when I'm throwing this around. So far, he's doing pretty good. Now he just took a big sigh. Good job. But see, I looked at him, then I'm looking at the ground. Now he's putting his head down. Good job, buddy. That's the flies. So now I'm going to, no, now I'm going to go to the other side. Good boy. Okay. So I'm going to pet him because he looks like he's going to move. I'm going to breathe, get myself set up. He's moving. It's okay. Now, the reason we stand to the side is so if he does paw out or strike out or something, is so they don't hopefully hit us. But it's possible. So I'm cautious with these horses in the beginning because you just don't know what has been done to them. But any horse you get, you should do some groundwork and desensitizing with them so they can bond with you. They learn how you move and how you do things. And again, if that horse keeps getting amped up every day instead of calmer, you're doing something wrong. You're either feeding too much sugar, you're scaring them, you got the wrong people riding them, something's going on. And a lot of these horses have not been to like real boarding stables. They've been in situations where they're out in a field or a pasture, and then you buy them and put them in a stall at a boarding stable with 100 other horses and a round pen and people running around the arena, and you're like, this horse is nuts. He's not nuts. He's just not used to it. So it takes time. They got to get used to all that stuff. You want a horse to show up and be perfect, you buy a horse that's already done all the stuff you want. You buy a horse that's been in a stall. Buy a horse that's been in an arena if that's the stuff you're going to do. Okay? But people forget, we think they're just machines, and then they end up like this. Right? He's trying really hard. He's being very good. He's not being crazy or spooky. Good job. So now I'm going to scratch him again. Now, you see on this side he's not as relaxed, right? His head is higher and it's not coming down yet. That's okay. Because again, most people have not done enough stuff on the right. So if your horse is bad on the right, you start, brush him first on the right. Saddle him on the right. Just start doing everything on the right side. And get them used to it, but most of us avoid that. We get so used to going to the left side, we just forget about it, and then something happens. That's a wake-up call. Something happens, that's your, and it might be something really bad, but that's your, like, guess what? There's holes in his training, and I didn't pick that up, and I got to fix this. Okay? So now he's looking around. I'm not yanking his head straight because Again, I'm just trying to let him settle and not be on his case the whole time. Good job. Good boy. So let's do a little more. Now sometimes they're okay with this, and then when I start twirling the rope, you know, somebody's hit them before with it and they start running around. Don't worry, we'll get it. But so far, he's doing pretty good with this. He's not moving around, so somebody's either done it or he's done okay. And the other horse I was doing it to, he had kind of more buttons, so he kept moving. And that's just because he was getting confused. He's like, am I supposed to do something now? And that's what happens with young horses. If we teach a lot too fast, a lot of times they confuse it. So I just took my time with the other one and didn't go to this next step. But I am going to go to it with him, and he's also older. So I'm going to start very lightly. You get your body relaxed. You just start twirling the rope. And now, as he's not moving, I'm going to let my rope go longer. But you see, I'm not twirling it hard. I start very gently just to see if he can tolerate this. Good job. You're such a good boy. So his eyes, if you notice when he first came in, were bug-eyed, and now they're getting softer. That's okay that he moved. All that stuff is fine. You stay relaxed. See, my left hand is kind of open. It's very relaxed. So I do this usually about 15 times. Oh boy, but he's letting me get pretty close to him, aren't you? He's like, huh, you get us. So now his eyes are getting even a little softer. He lowered his head when I did that. That's okay, because again, you see him throwing his head when I start this, because maybe someone smacked him in the head. Maybe they did it for a purpose, or maybe they did it by accident, and that's all he remembers. So I'm going to stop again. Good job. So he's starting to get it. See him licking and chewing. He does not like flies. Now I'm going to start this slow. There he goes. So that time he didn't throw his head as much. So this will be the last one. He's not perfect, but I did a lot with him today. I did the bikes and the baby carriage and all sorts of stuff before I even came to this part. Good job. Yeah, that was good. Now we're going to go to the other side. So same thing. I'm going to hold him a little bit so he's not worried and just guide him on what I'm doing. Good boy. So deep breath in and out. Relax. Cock your leg. Make your body very relaxed. Start with small circles and then start making your circles bigger, but do not do it harder. Not yet, unless you've been doing this for weeks. So I'll tell you a story as I'm doing this. I had one person, and they had a horse that was in rehab, and it was going nuts. It was spooking all over the place. They couldn't handle it. And they said, we know you do all this stuff, but you can't round pen this horse. And I said, no big deal. And they go, how are you going to do it without round pending it? How are you going to make him calm? I said, I'm just going to desensitize it. They said, what? I said, I'm going to desensitize it over and over again. And that's what I did, because this uses their brain, gets them used to things moving around, and gets them thinking. And what do you know? That horse that was crazy and we couldn't run around became totally calm just because we were doing all this desensitizing to him. So he's doing pretty good for me being on his right side. Good job. And I know this stuff is boring to watch, but if you do watch it or watch parts of it here and there so you can get through it, you'll learn a lot, because you want to watch the horse, then you want to watch my body. You want to see what he's doing with his face, and is he breathing? Is he blinking? Because things where the horse is frozen in time, they don't blink. They're not blind. They don't blink because they're scared, and they become a statue, so they stand there like this. And that's usually one that somebody either hobbled or did something to. And so they might have desensitized it, but not in the right way. Okay? They just did stuff, and the horse had to stand there and accept it. And some of you guys call that learned helplessness. So, again, if he wants to move, he can move. I'm not stopping him. Good boy. We are going to put lots of fly spray on you, though. All right. So we're going to do it one more time. How do you know how long to do it? You try to do it until you get some relaxation, okay? that they're standing there with you and they're calm, and that's when you stop. Okay? You don't want to stop when they're stomping at the flies or something else, because they might associate that with you being done. But this is all I'm going to do today, because again, I'm trying to build a relationship so he trusts me and I can help him through this stuff, and we don't want to do too much too fast. So now we're going to just fly spray, brush him, and then turn him out or graze him. Does that sound good to you? He's like, yes, ma'am. Well, so far, very good for the first day. All right, remember, like and subscribe, and remember, you graded horses probably don't have any groundwork.